What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 8 team builder, taking on Joey and the Los Angeles Nidokings here in NCL. His team consists of Galarian Darmanitan, Corviknight, Jellicent, Obstagoon, Miltank, Tangela, Mega Garchomp, Tapu Koko, Rabombi, Sigilyph, and Houndoom. He has priority options in just the regular Houndoom, with Sucker Punch. Hazard setting in the Miltank with rocks, Garchomp, Mega Garchomp with rocks, and Rabombi with webs. Removal options are the Corviknight with Defog, Tapu Koko with Defog, Rabombi with Defog, and Sigilyph with Defog. And the 4x weaknesses are Obstagoon to Fighting and Mega Garchomp to Ice. If you're wondering why this team looks familiar, well, it's because I traded 4 things to Joey. So I ended up dropping Bronzong for Sigilyph because he had no free agents left, and that was what was going to make the deal or break it. And then we swapped tier 1s and Megas. So I traded him Galarian Darmanitan, Mega Garchomp, Tapu Koko, and Sigilyph for Garchomp, Mega Gallade, Zapdos, and Avalugg, which I think actually improves my team quite a bit. I was pretty content with Mega Garchomp and Galarian Darmanitan, but I wasn't super happy with Tapu Koko, and I wanted to grab Zapdos from him. I wanted to free up Mega Garchomp into regular Garchomp a little bit, upgrade my Mega into Mega Gallade, and I was kind of okay with getting rid of Galarian Darmanitan. It had good matchups, but I just liked having Garchomp better. And Mega Gallade and Zapdos felt like bigger upgrades than the downgrade that Galarian Darmanitan was into Garchomp. And then I ended up dropping Buzzwole for Klefki because I didn't need the fighting type anymore from Gallade, and the bug typing was pretty irrelevant for the most part. The bug typing was pretty irrelevant. So I picked up a fairy. I replaced the fairy and the steel that I lost since I dropped Bronzong with Klefki. I added some spikes. I added some removal to the team, which is good. I have better removal options than I did before. Not that I need it anymore because Galarian Darmanitan's off the team, but I upgraded removal significantly. Actually, I traded away 1 removal option and I ended up with 3 extra ones after the fact. So the removal on my team is increased significantly, which hopefully means that I will have to deal with rocks a little bit less. I think my Mega upgrade was huge. I actually think that Garchomp is a better rocker than Bronzong in most cases. Bronzong wasn't coming to a ton of games. I diversified my hazards a little bit by adding Klefki, and I upgraded my removal options significantly, as well as my defensive options as well. Bronzong pretty limited without recovery, but Zapdos and Avalugg both amazing recovery options, which sort of takes a little bit of the burden off of Suicune to be entirely defensive all the time. So all of that combined, let's talk about what I'm not expecting Joey to bring. I don't think Tangela or Houndoom are coming against me. I think anything else could come. Tangela, Tangela could come. It could come as a Garchomp answer. I don't think it will. I think it was less likely before the trade, and maybe more likely now, but all in all, I don't think it's coming. And Houndoom really actually struggles to break this team significantly. It could be okay at breaking Klefki, but I think there are better options that he needs to bring here. I'm actually pretty iffy on whether or not Galarian Darmanitan is going to show up. I'm not going to lie. He needs it to break Zapdos. Nothing else on this team can break Zapdos at all. So Zapdos kind of just sits on the face of the entire team if he doesn't bring Galarian Darmanitan, but if he does, I have really good walls to it. He basically traded me one of the best Galarian Darmanitan answers in the game in Avalugg. It tanks Flare Blitz super easily. I have a Suicune on my team, which tanks everything super easily, so I'm not sure how he feels about that. I obviously traded away Koko, which was hindering Suicune a little bit. It was really difficult for me to run rest Suicune sets with Koko on the team, but I still have to deal with that this week, which is why Suicune is not coming. So that's why I think Galarian Darmanitan is not coming. I think Obstagoon is a must bring. I think Corviknight looks really solid against me. It's a good revenge killer to Mega Gallade by all means. Koko probably coming as well. Sigilyph could come. It seems less likely than a few other things, but it's solid option in this matchup. Jellicent is likely coming, I think, as a Mega Gallade answer. Maybe Colbur Berry. Did I mention Obstagoon yet? I think Miltank might come. And besides that, Rabombi could come for webs. That's maybe the only other thing that I could see coming. Mega Garchomp looks kind of okay. It's doable in this matchup for sure. Not the worst thing in the world, not the best thing in the world either. Let's talk about what I'm bringing. The Table making its debut. I'm running a little bit of a mixed defensive set, but leaning more towards FizzDef. I want it to be a little bit SpDef so that I could take on something. I want it to be able to like take hits from everything. But realistically, the Avalugg is mainly there to switch into Galarian Darmanitan, Obstagoon, and like physically offensive Mega Garchomp, physically offensive Koko, Corviknight, things like that. I have Avalanche, Recover, Rapid Spin, and Toxic with Heavy Duty Boots. Sturdy, super easy for me to get this off against whatever. Toxic is free against a lot of stuff. Avalanche should still be able to break subs from Corviknight, just given my base attack stat here. Avalanche revenges a lot of stuff pretty easily, and he doesn't have the best recovery options. On no, I shouldn't say that. He's got really good recovery options. But I definitely kill like Mega Garchomp on the Switch really easily with this. So it's good against Obstagoon. That's the main thing that I wanted to touch on. Recover super easy. Rapid Spin to get rid of webs and whatnot. Really reliable option for me in this game because I've got Boots plus Sturdy. I always get a Rapid Spin off, so I never have to worry about being Sticky Web to death in this one. And I've got Toxic there for Jellicent, Miltank, Tangela, etc., etc. Shaman, I'm bringing a fully SpDef Shaman. Idea behind this is that it can take on specially offensive Garchomp, but mainly it's there for Tapu Koko. Sigilyph and Rabombi kind of tear through me, but I'm not really anticipating offensive sets on either of those if they're coming. I think Sigilyph in particular would rather be defensive to take on Mega Gallade, and I think Rabombi would be like a Sash sort of lead set, not necessarily a Quiver Dance set. I'm running interesting tech on this one. I'm running Wide Lens this week with Seed Flare, Grass Whistle, Synthesis, and Air Slash. So Wide Lens on Air Slash, it's a 1.1 times boost times 95%. I didn't actually do the math on this. 95 times 1.1. Yeah, okay, so the boost on Air Slash makes it so that I can never miss Air Slash, and Air Slash is there for the Tangela and the Rabombi that would want to switch into Seed Flare, as well as, I guess, the Sigilyph. Grass Whistle is 55% accurate, which makes it 60.5, which rounds up to 61 in Pokemon, I think, or down to 60. I think down to 60. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's basically Hypnosis with Wide Lens, and Seed Flare at 85 makes it 93.5, so 93% accurate Seed Flares, which is much better. And so I'm just running Wide Lens this week because I'm running a bunch of inaccurate moves. And I think Grass Whistle is actually really cool tech. So I've got Grass Whistle there. It could be like Sapsip or Miltank, which is why I'm a little bit worried. But Grass Whistle catches the Corviknight switching in. That was the big thing for me, is that I want to sleep the Corviknight and then switch out my Shaman into something that can threaten it, like Salazzle or Zapdos. And just have the Corviknight sleeping for a while and be able to pressure it that way. Just because like there are some options that he can do here, right? Like Tangela is pretty free into Shaman most of the time, but I think it's going to be Corviknight. I really think it's going to be Corviknight. And Corviknight's not affected by grassy terrains, or sorry, electric terrain. So I can sleep it and then move on from there. Sigilyph, I can sleep it before it gets like a Flame Orb off or something like that, and then it becomes irrelevant. So that's kind of the plan behind the Shaman there. And again, I'm fully SpDef. Garchomp, I'm bringing Roselia Berry Garchomp for Dazzling Gleam Koko, but it could also cover potentially Moonblast Rabombi. I'm not entirely sure that I live that hit. I'd be more confident that I live a Koko hit than a Rabombi hit. There's still some random fairy coverage that could come out. Dazzling Gleam, Jellicent. I think Sigilyph might get Dazzling Gleam as well. I'm not sure about that one. But that's about it in terms of the fairy coverage that I want to hit with Roselia Berry. I'd rather be that than Habon, just because I think I should outspeed Mega Garchomp in most cases. I'm actually running max speed to speed tie regular Garchomp if he chooses not to Mega Evolve. The little bulk that I get from speed creeping Miltank is pretty irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, so I'm opting to just tie regular Garchomp with this. Rocks, ST, Dual Stab. It's pretty straightforward. I'm walled by Rabombi, and that's about it. Everything else, well, Corviknight kind of, but Corviknight can't really take boosted Dragon Claws for too long. So that's kind of the plan, is just like get up rocks and then just go ham, I guess. Yeah, not really much more to say about Garchomp in this matchup. I've had Garchomp in NCL before, so just touching on that. Zapdos, this is the first time I've used Zapdos in NCL. I'm a huge Zapdos fan. I use it almost everywhere that I can get it. I'm running boots with static, so I can punish like U-turns from G-Darm. I don't know, Obstagoon hitting me if it wants to get hit off. Corviknight mainly. I want to punish the Corviknight a little bit, but also sleeping the Corviknight would be nice. Anyways, Heat Wave, Dual Electric, and Roost. So Volt Switch T-Bolt. I don't really think that Mega Garchomp is the best answer to this, but if Mega Garchomp is the switch in, I'd just go into Avalugg, right? Like, it's so free for me to go into Avalugg, so pretty irrelevant there in terms of running U-turn. I'd rather have Volt Switch to get more momentum against like Corviknight, get a little bit of that extra damage against Koko because of Stab, get better damage against the Jellicent, better damage against the Tangela, things like that. That's what I'm keeping Volt Switch there for. And if he opts to not bring Mega Garchomp at all, which is an option for him for sure, then by all means, I don't have to worry about running U-turn anyways. Thunderbolt is just there to start cleaning up later. A little bit of an offensive Zapdos here. I don't know why I reduced this, but okay. Anyways, Heat Wave is there mainly for the Tangela. I don't know what else I would use Heat Wave against. I mean, I would click it against Mega Garchomp, I guess. But Tangela is pretty much the only thing I click it against. Maybe G-Darm. In a pinch, G-Darm, too. I'm speed tying Miltank, probably irrelevant, but we'll see. We'll see. And then I'm running a little bit of HP, and I took that out of special attack, so I don't think I need the special attack investment all that much. It's a little bit more important in HP this matchup. Mega Glade, I'm just running a pretty basic Mega Glade set. Sub 3 attacks with Drain Punch, Leaf Blade, Ice Punch, and Sub. I don't really need Psychic Stab in this game, like, at all, because he's got Dual Dark and a Sigilyph. So there's actually nothing weak to Psychic on this team at all, because he doesn't have a Poison. That's a good point. I don't have anything that could run Toxic Spikes, but T-Spikes kind of decimate this team now that he doesn't have Nihilego anymore. Anyways, Leaf Blade is there for the Jellicent, and it's a little bit better than Knockoff because I think Colbur is like super obvious on the Jellicent this game to deal with Mega Glade, so I'm running Leaf Blade instead. Drain Punch hits a majority of this team, in all honesty, and then Ice Punch is there for like Sigilyph, Sigilyph plus Mega Chomp. It's a decent way to hit Sigilyph plus Mega Chomp plus like Corviknight. Yeah, Drain Punch should be able to last me for a while. I'm outspeeding. When I'm Mega'd, I'm outspeeding Mega Garchomp on Mega. So I'm outspeeding Garchomp with this speed investment, which is Mega Chomp uninvested. Koko and Rababi are out of my speed range anyways. I'm hoping I can sub up on something like Jellicent pretty freely, trying to go for like a Strength Sap or a Will-O-Wisp, or even like Tangela. I should be able to sub up on Tangela pretty freely and just start firing off Drain Punches against it, or Ice Punches, maybe get a Freeze somewhere, I'm not sure. Yeah, I could use a lot of different coverage moves on Glade this week, but I'm opting into these three because I think they're probably the three most optimal. I'm sure I could dip on Ice Punch and run Knockoff instead, but I'm okay with this too. And then last but not least is Salazzle, which is running a Choice Scarf set. I was originally like a Toxic Protect set because Corviknight can't block Toxic and whatnot, and it looked really effective. But Magic Guard Sigilyph was kind of a problem with that anyways. And I realized that I really need a Scarfer here that outspeeds Galarian Darmanitan, so I'm opting into Salazzle rather than Garchomp, because I think Garchomp is walled by a lot more, and if I'm clicking a Fire move, there's not a whole lot that wants to take that. It's pretty much just the Jellicent and the Mega Garchomp, which I do have Toxic still on the set for the Jellicent, and I've got Dragon Pulse there for the Mega Garchomp. It should two-shot every variant of Mega Garchomp. Flamethrower just hits everything else really, really well. I'm still iffy on the Miltank set, but if I can Toxic it, that's okay. I just really don't want to get... I have Toxic on other things, right? Yeah, I have Toxic on Avalugg for that, but I really don't want to get Earthquaked, of course. I'm outspeeding Miltank with this, because if I'm outspeeding Mega Garchomp on Mega, it's irrelevant because I'm Scarfed anyways, and there's like one knockoff Pokemon on this team, or two, I guess, Tangela and Obstagoon, so I'm not super concerned about losing my Scarf. I don't see situations where I'm going to lose my Scarf that easily, and if the Garchomp is on Mega, I still have
Glade and Garchomp that can deal with that anyways, so not super concerned about that, which lets me run Modest, which means I'm going to hit really hard this game. Jellicent is a good wall to this, but again, I'm sort of predicting that Jellicent is mainly going to be the Glade answer. If it ends up being Salazzle answer, then Sigilyph is going to be the Glade answer. But if Jellicent is the Glade answer, then there isn't a Salazzle answer on the team. So I'm hoping you follow my train of thought there. If Jellicent is walling Glade, there's no Salazzle answer on the team. That's where we're going with that. Salazzle looks really solid to me, and that's why I'm bringing it. Coon, there's a Koko here, so I don't really see the Coon does anything to any Pokemon on this team at all. It can't really touch anything, so I'm not bringing Coon. Kecleon would have been okay. One of those times where I would have liked to knock off Kecleon, knock off Drain Punch or something. Just doesn't really have the defensive utility I'd like it to in this matchup. It can take on Koko, but it can't like switch into Koko. I have to like sack something and then go Kecleon, which is kind of eh. Klefki, pretty okay. The thing with Mega Garchomp is that it runs Fire Blast really easily, so while I would want to run like a Magnet Rise set to just wall Garchomp, it can very well just run Fire Blast and decimate me, so I'd have to be like Magnet Rise Akaberry, and he's got a few good defoggers on this team, so I'm not convinced that Spike's the best option against him. It doesn't really wall much outside of Corviknight, but I can't really touch Corviknight back either, so Klefki not really this matchup. Honchkrow could have been okay. Don't really see a reason why it wouldn't have been. And Rotom, same sort of problem as Kecleon. Although it can definitely take on Koko better than Kecleon can, I have Shaman for that, so pretty irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. And if it's a Brave Bird Koko or whatever, then I just go Avalugg, and it's not a huge deal. So, yeah, that is the team. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys for the match.